The Sound of Music has captured the imaginations of generations of movie watchers, with the powerful soundtrack striking a chord with anyone with a passion for music. Few may realize, however, that the Von Trapps were indeed a real family, with 10 children instead of 7. The 1965 musical drama follows free-spirited trainee nun Maria, Julie Andrews, who was assigned as a tutor at the home of the widowed disciplinarian Captain Georg von Trapp, Christopher Plummer. Maria throws herself into bringing music and laughter back to the grieving household, and ultimately ends up falling in love with and marrying Georg, leaving the convent behind. Set against the backdrop of Nazi-occupied Austria, the story ends with principled Georg and kind-hearted Maria leading their family across the border into Switzerland for a new life. In many ways, the narrative draws from the lives of real Von Trapps, who made a new life for themselves in Vermont after fleeing the Nazis. There are, however, a few differences in how the talented siblings were portrayed. The real Georg had 7 children with his first wife Agathe, Rupert, Agathe, Maria, Werner, Hedwig, Johanna, and Martina, going on to welcome Rosemarie, Eleanor, and Johannes with former nun Maria, whose 1949 autobiography inspired the musical. Rupert, born in 1911, Rupert was the eldest Von Trapp child, and you may not recognize his portrayal in the film. That is because the eldest child role was swapped out for the character of Liesel, the headstrong teenage daughter of the family who develops a crush on Rolf, Daniel Truhite, a young delivery boy who later allies himself with the Nazi Party. In real life, Rupert left his family's famous choir to pursue a medical career, graduating from the University of Vermont in 1947. He passed away at the age of 80 in 1992. Agathe died in 2010 at the age of 97. Having followed in stepmother Maria's footsteps, she and longtime friend Mary Louise Kane ran a kindergarten school together, until 1993. It's understood the character of Liesel was loosely based on Agathe, who opened up about her rather different version of events in her 2003 book Memories Before and After the Sound of Music. Setting the record straight in an interview with AARP, Agathe said, "The movie is a very nice story, but it is not our story. And it misrepresented my father. He was not a dictator. He was very kind and did whatever was good for us. The movie says my stepmother was the first one who taught us music, with the song Do Re Mi. But our father taught us to play musical instruments, and we were always making music with him." Maria, born in 1914, Maria's early poor health as a child was the factor that first brought governess Maria into the household. Despite having contended with such issues, Maria ended up living until the grand age of 99. Following her death in 2014, family friend Marianne Dorfer, who runs the Von Trapp Villa Hotel, told the Austrian Times, "It was a surprise that she was the one in the family to live the longest because ever since she was a child she suffered from a weak heart. It was the fact that she suffered from this that her father decided to hire Maria Von Trapp to teach her and her brothers and sisters. That of course then led to one of the most remarkable musical partnerships of the last century. It's understood that Maria, whose movie counterpart was the mischievous Louisa, returned to her former family home in Salzburg in 2008, which had by that time been turned into a hotel. Werner, born in 1915, Werner was the inspiration for Sweet Kurt in the film. A talented and versatile musician, he kept up his passion throughout his life. As per an obituary in the New York Times, Werner sang tenor in the Von Trapp choir, and was proficient in various instruments, including the cello. After the Trapp family singers disbanded, Werner helped found the Community School of Music in Reading, Pennsylvania. Werner died in 2007 at the age of 91, leaving behind his wife of 58 years, Erica, and their 6 children. Hedwig, born in 1917, Hedwig was the inspiration for bookworm Brigitta in The Sound of Music, and it's understood that she had a very artistic temperament. A keen photographer, she is said to have loved decorating trays and other such items with wood-burnt designs and, after the choir disbanded, she moved to Hawaii to teach singing and crafts. Her obituary states Hedwig sadly died following an asthma attack while visiting relatives in Austria in 1972, aged just 55. Johanna, born in 1919, Johanna went on to sing soprano alongside sister Agathe in the family choir. As per her obituary, artistic Johanna, who is represented by Little Marta in the film, married historian Ernst Florian Winter in 1948 and had 7 children. She passed away Christmas Day 1994 in Vienna, aged 75, following a stroke. Martina, the inspiration for The Sound of Music's baby of the family Gretel, Martina was born in 1921 and went on to sing second soprano during her family's musical tours. Her obituary describes how Martina also possessed several other creative talents, including calligraphy and decorating wooden plates, bowls, and boxes. In 1949, Martina married Canadian Jean Dupierre and declined to join the rest of her family on their 1950-51 tour after becoming pregnant with her first child. Sadly, Martina died due to complications during childbirth in 1951, aged just 30 years old. She and her stillborn daughter were buried together. Rosemary, the last surviving sibling to be portrayed in the film, as well as the last remaining female member of the original Trapp family singers. Rosemary passed away in 2022, at the age of 93. The first child of Georg and Maria, Rosemary became a U.S. citizen in 1951, at which point she omitted von from her surname. She went on to spend 5 years in Papua New Guinea as a teacher and missionary alongside Sister Maria. An announcement posted to Instagram by family members at the time read as follows: "Stowe lost one of its kindest, most gentle souls yesterday." Rosemary Trapp passed away peacefully on Friday evening at the age of 93. She was in the presence of loved ones all day long. Her kindness, generosity, and colorful spirit were legendary, and she had a positive impact on countless lives. Please respect our family's privacy as we take time to process this loss, and prepare to celebrate the life of an amazing woman. We believe the best way to recognize Rosemary is to demonstrate the same selfless kindness and generosity that she exemplified daily. Eleanor, known as Lawley to loved ones, Eleanor, born 1931, was the second child welcomed by Georg and Maria. A soprano, Eleanor traveled far and wide with her family of singers until she married coach and teacher Hugh David Campbell in 1954. The couple went on to have 7 daughters, 18 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandsons, with Eleanor keen on teaching her children domestic skills such as churning ice cream and butter. Following her death in 2021, at the age of 90, Eleanor's daughter Elizabeth Peters said, "The life of singing on tour is one that involves an extraordinary amount of discipline and hard work, and my mother lived as a teenager singing lead soprano, night after night after night, and toured much of the year, and it really shaped who she was. She was a very disciplined woman, and yet she missed out on many of the things that the rest of us enjoyed in high school and college years, and yet she was very grateful for all the travel and the experience she had." Johannes at 84, Johannes is the only member of the von Trapp family still living. Opening up about his childhood with insightful vacations back in May, Johannes touched upon the intense rehearsal regime the siblings were expecting to stick to during their time in the choir. Johannes shared, "Well, when we weren't traveling on concert tour, we were here in Stowe, Vermont, and we had rehearsals from 10 to 12 and 4 to 6 daily. You were expected to learn the music on your own time, and the instrumental rehearsals were in addition to that. So to say that music was a part of my life is an understatement. I would run off into the woods to escape rehearsals. Offering a little insight into the real Maria von Trapp, he added, "Oh, my mother was a very strong leader. Yes, everyone was with the program. Everyone had to be. That's right. And it was a survival matter for us. You know, as one of my sisters once said, if it weren't for mother's leadership, we would have all ended up as cooks and maids." You can watch The Sound of Music at 2:50 p.m., December 24th, on BBC One. Do you have a story to share? Email us at Julia Banham@reachplc